Welcome into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Boucher. We've got a jam-packed show. It is crossover season. That means we're off and running. And Brian just celebrated a big birthday that he doesn't want to talk about. So we're going to say happy birthday on
skip
air.
That one right here, right now.
I got him.
Like you talked about, we got baseball to talk about. Softball, back to their winning ways. You like to see that. Plus a who you got. But of course, we always start with a what we learned has nothing to do about getting older, I promise.
Yep. Like the big 4-0 or anything like that, right?
No, we don't talk about that.
Hey, join the club. We're here. We're here. We're old.
Okay.
This is what I learned, though, this week. All right, so sportsmanship, it's everything. And that's coming from me, someone who absolutely despises losing. I hate it, but it's part of the game. Now, as a head coach, the whole point of being a coach is leading by example. You show kids how to lose with grace, and then you also show them how to win with class. What I saw in the post-game handshake line between Tennessee head coach Kim Caldwell and Ole Miss's head coach Coach Yo put me over the edge. Caldwell literally dismissed Coach Yo after a loss. I get frustration, I get it's back-to-back losses for her team, but there's no reason for that. Be an example for your team and for your girls. They deserve better than that, and you should be better than that as a head coach, especially when you're the head coach at Tennessee, a program that was one of the best women's college basketball programs in the country for a few decades under head coach Pat Summitt. Coach Summitt would be embarrassed by that.
Yeah, that was kind of the thought that came to mind is like you're on the court where her signature is right there.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, just like Tennessee is too proud of a program when you talk about women's basketball to be anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
All right, what I learned is, you know the saying about opinions, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got one.
Well,
That said, I am really tired of hearing everyone's backside. Who's footing the bill for Matt McMahon and the $11 million just going out? Then the new players and the new coaching staff. Are you? I certainly am not. We just had a major donor and someone who even helped lead the search for LSU's newest football coach, the Lane Train, say, hey, maybe we should give Matt McMahon one more year. And look, as much as it would pain me to see another basketball season fall flat, what would you know about who the next head coach should be or the one that they can actually go get? Look, I'm an AP voter for men's basketball. I guarantee I watch more men's basketball than 99% of the fans at home. And even if I really had a recommendation, I by the end of the season, I don't. It's late February. No one knows. The other thing, search committees don't know either. Because most of these committees, just to kind of clue you in, here's what they do. They're going to wait for whatever coach makes some run or sees their team automatically get hot or maybe even get lucky down the stretch. And they're just going to recommend that one. So, not that a search committee has ever gotten it wrong, right? Come on, the options out there may not be as good as you're thinking they are. So if you aren't picking up the tab, stop yelling at the clouds. I'm so tired of hearing, yes, we're all going through it, but support the kids who are going through it even worse than you are and still showing up for the AM classes the next day and then going to weight training and then going to practice and then showing up for another game. And then if and when LSU does get a new head coach, give him your support. But as my grandma used to tell me, there is a time and there is a place for everything. LSU baseball.
speaking of time and place.
Yeah, look. You suffer your first loss of the season. It's always going to be a little sour here in the Red Stick. I get it. And, of course, look, you fell to McNeese, too. But pitching put them in a quick hole on a Tuesday night and midweek. It happens. Down 7-2 at one point. You could say these midweek games don't matter, but Jay Johnson noticed something very important about his squad in that moment.
We've been behind before, multiple games early on, but it seemed like our response wasn't as good, tonight, and maybe a little bit. I don't want press is not the right word, but maybe we got outside of just taking a quality at bat. When it was only 4-2, or it took till it was almost like 7-2 to kind of get back in rhythm. I thought we ended the game fine in terms of how those guys started to put together. I think we scored in 3 of the last 4 innings, and I felt like we got a little outside of ourselves the second to the 4th inning. and then it just ended up being a little too late.
Coming up, one former LSU star has a message to Kellen Moore and a Geaux Nation. Big Perker looked pretty in that purple and, or not purple and gold, the black and gold,
Keep
should
the
I
gold
say.
on. Yeah, just exchange the purple for a little black. But first, where could the Nuss Bus land? We'll hear from an NFL draft expert, rather. That's next right here in your Geaux Nation.
Playing for the state of Louisiana, it's a blessing. When I came to LSU, I had to kind of get used to the culture, but I quickly learned that football meant everything down there, and it was just a blessing to be a part of.
Welcome back in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Boucher, Mansour Delane. He gets it. If you love Louisiana, we love you back. Now, coming into this football season, LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier was widely regarded as one of, if not the top returning quarterback, and therefore a probable top 10 pick.
Then 2025 happened. I don't know how you classify any of that if you're an outsider, like you're a scout looking in, a GM, looking at what happened at LSU. Not just Nussmeier, too. One NFL Network expert, though, has his opinion. Take a listen.
I think, to me, I like him as a third-round pick. I feel like that's a sweet spot for him. But, we've seen in years past that the guys can get elevated. So maybe there's a chance he goes in the second round. But to me, I liked him more as a third-round player who's got a real interesting skill set in terms of the compact delivery. He can climb up in the pocket. He's real comfortable with no foot space. For a guy who's not big, who's just 6'1", sometimes those guys play small in crowds, but he's very comfortable in there. He doesn't need a lot of foot space to operate. He's really, really tough, and he's got plenty of arm. It was butt cold at the Senior Bowl, man. Like, it was windy and it was cold and didn't seem to have much of an effect on him, which is a great sign. I kind of compared him earlier to Andy Dalton.
I don't love that comparison.
No.
But maybe a Sam Darnold.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Kind of on the opposite, kind of the flip the script here is number 4, Mansour Delane, played himself into a possible top 10 pick. Took a lot of pride in ending his career in purple and gold.
One of the best corner in the class. You cut the film on. Speaks for itself. At my position right now, I always take pride in. I'm gonna bring the fight to you. The receiver lines up, and you're gonna do what I want you to do. Rather you dictate my game. Connecting with some of the LSU guys, asking them, former LSU guys, asking them how, they are as great as they are and what they do to add to my game. We call it a standard. It's a standard that's upheld, and I think one thing we kind of believe in is like going into that league and just continuing to adhere to that standard. So it's not make it to the NFL and you get complacent. It's wanting to conquer a whole nother level of the game, and I think that's what makes LSU players as great. Is we want to dominate at the next level as well.
Now, could Kellen Moore and company add a big-time weapon for Tyler Shook? According to Daniel Jeremiah, former USC wideout Makai Lemon is the best receiver in the draft and would be a great fit for Shook.
I think he would catch a bazillion balls in that offense from that quarterback with Kellen calling plays. I think he would know exactly how to use Makai Lemon, and he'll give you easy completions for a young quarterback. He can work in the middle of the field. He's tough. He can help you out if you need him to dig out a linebacker in the run game as well. I kind of like the idea of letting Makai Lemon, grow with a young quarterback, and they can play together for 7-10 years or so. I just thought that would be a fun fit.
All right, still to come, LSU gymnastics looking to bounce back as Alabama comes to town. And we'll talk about Big 4 leaving Baton Rouge.
I'm not ready. But first, LSU baseball trying to get right after suffering their first loss of the season. We'll hear from the man himself, Jay Johnson. That's next. Welcome back into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I am Chessa Boucher. Former LSU linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. went from first-team All-SEC and All-Freshman All-American in his first season with the Tigers to not even included in the top 50 prospect list, according to NFL's Jeremiah.
What are we doing?
Daniel Jeremiah.
Look, he went to high school in the Houston area. He's a New Orleans kid.
Yep.
He's a native here in Louisiana. And he had a little message for the New Orleans Saints saying, come get me. Now, I don't think it's going to be the first round. They can maybe get a really good value pick, though, in round 2, round 3. Just to whatever it is, just go get him. Once again, LSU, though, baseball. They're going to be racking up a lot of the innings, of course, this weekend. 4 games in 4 days. It all starts, of course, with Dartmouth on Friday night. It's also the portion of the schedule you'll see plenty of underclassmen getting their chance on the lineup card, but it won't come without some of those little speed bumps along the way.
This is a general statement, like all the players have permission to get better in this program, and it's really difficult here because we're going for it every game. Forget every year. We're going for it every game to win, but there's some development that happens in the messy, and nobody likes to get into the messy. And like there's some things, no matter how talented any of them are, they can't get until they go through it. And you learn how to navigate an inning where you get some bad luck. You learn how to navigate not having it one hitter and adjusting to the next hitter. And I've already seen great improvement.
Can't wait to see more. And by the way, we already told you LSU baseball lost their first game of the season to McNeese. The very same night, softball went on the road to McNeese. Lake Chuck, you already have 2-0. And I loved Kylie Edwards getting down the line, the hustle. It would have scored anyways, but makes it 3-0. They actually go up 4-0 after 1 with that walk-in. Top 3, same score, and Char Lorenz got all of that. Home to left field off the scoreboard right there. Unfortunately, though, it's just a solo shot. Guess who's feeling it, though? You can see the way she's just turning the bat right there. 2-4, this time over the scoreboard. Lorenz, another home run, another, unfortunately, solo shot. But you know what? He got done anyways. Final score 9-3, Tigers win. They have now won 6 straight, Chessa.
You love to see it. Now over on the Bluff, Southern back at home, welcoming in Southern of New Orleans, bottom of the 5th, Jags up 3-1. They add to it, runner on third, no outs. KJ White to right field and drops down for the RBI single. Southern goes up 4-1. A few batters later, bases juiced, 1 out. Benny Biker Jr. to left center field for the RBI single. Jags up 6-1 now. We got to keep it rolling though. Bases juiced yet again, just 1 out. Very next batter, Glenn Green hits one up the middle for a RBI double, and that is all that Southern needs. They only need 7 innings as they run-ruled them. Final score, 13-1.
All right, still to come right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. A little who ya got. We're talking the NFL Combine Draft and, of course, LSU football.
Still to come, though. Can you believe Big Foe? This is her senior night.
They done all grown up, Chessa.
I'm not ready. I don't wanna. We'll talk about how she impacted others on campus as well. That's next right here in your Louisiana Geaux Nation. Welcome back into your Louisiana Geaux Nation. He is Brian Holland. I'm Chessa Boucher. If anything, LSU secured their place as the number 2 team in the country, taking number 1 Oklahoma to their limits this past weekend in a very close loss.
And on the road against that perennial number 1. Speaking of, how about LSU's young bright star, Kaylin Chio? Every time she gets on vault, it's almost like how I felt with Haley Bryant. She's like, it's going to be another stick. Guess what? A couple of perfect 10s. Not 1, 2 perfect 10s. On a huge stage against number 1.
She is operating at such a high level. There's just not a whole lot you can say other than wow. I mean, she's operating at such an efficient, consistent, extremely high level, and seems to really rise to the occasion in moments where we need her to be. And, you know, I think every team needs somebody like that. I've called them mistake erasers before. and she has played that role for us.
It's hard to believe senior night is already here for Flau'jae Johnson. The impact she had, not just on her team, has been felt by plenty in the purple and gold.
Well, I've seen Flau'jae hit out here a little bit, so it's not her softball skills, although she's not bad. She's not bad. She can play a little bit, but she has been an incredible just icon for women's athletics here. Just somebody, I think, that really sets the bar for how women should be treated, for how you should play, for all of the things. I mean, she's raised the bar, raised the expectations, and it's just been fun to watch her compete for 4 years. Can't believe that's coming to an end. So we'll watch her compete at the next level, though, too, I'm sure.
Coming up, we'll close it out with a little "Who ya got?" That's next.
Turning out the lights, the party's almost over. Almost over. It's time for a little Who You Got. I don't think I'm breaking any news here, Chessa. Disappointing football season.
Yeah.
LSU has 11 invited to the NFL Combine. I think that's third most in the country. So the variables here, the unit, they're not kind of lining up for what happened in 2025. Who are you most excited to see in their new NFL home?
Mine is very easy. I have to go with the pride of Zachary High, Chris Hilton. He needs a change of scenery from Baton Rouge. He is uber talented, has elite speed, got great hands. Yeah. He just needs to stay healthy, and I think he could flourish in the right system.
I mean, I think he is an absolute game breaker.
Yep.
And I'm going to say the same about this guy, Harold Perkins Jr.
Yep.
I mean, big perk. We saw it his freshman year. If they can unlock that at the NFL level, I mean, the game is made for a guy built like him with his skill set, with his tools. I cannot wait to watch a lot of these guys, but especially those two. All right, for Chess Boucher, I'm Brian Holland. This is the Geaux Nation.